So a very good way of thinking about a time capsule and how really important it is in science is what the geologists discovered about 200 years ago. They realized that there was very remarkable structure to be found in the world. If you looked at it carefully, above all at the rocks and the fossils that you could find within them, you found very special structures. One person was William Smith, an English geologist, who was one of the first people who really carefully went down mines and observed what you could find and what the fossils were. I mean, his first interesting discovery was when he went to the coal field near Bath and went down different mines and saw that the different layers of minerals at the different levels, the strata, they were the same in different shafts of the mines, and the miners who'd worked in them had never noticed that, but he was observant, so he saw that, and he was absolutely obsessed with strata, so he got the nickname Smith Strata, or because of that. And he created the first geological map in the world, but he also carefully recorded where he found fossils within the strata, and then he found strata as regards their mineralogical content were much the same, because in our view these strata had been laid down at the same time where the physical when the physical conditions were the same, but perhaps separated by 50 million years. But meanwhile, the creatures that were there that had left the fossils had evolved slightly. So then you get this clear impression of slow evolution and sort of something there. And so bit by bit, the geologists said, you know, how does this very special structure get here? And in fact, you can find essentially the same sort of structure all over the world. And so they realized that they looked for an explanation for this. What is science? It's finding an explanation for things. And they said, well, the only way this can be explained is that there was some process, governed by laws that were causing the whole system to evolve. And then they started getting at some idea of what those laws were like, how long it took for mountains to erode because rivers carried bits of rock down to the sea and things like that. And then they started getting at the idea that they realized that the Earth must be very ancient indeed. And they were actually way ahead of the physicists. The most famous physicist in Britain was Lord Kelvin, who said that the Earth cannot be older than 50 million years. And they'd worked out that it must be much older, at least 500 million years. And they discovered what is now called deep time. And this was all done with time capsules, with static structure. There was no change in it. It was like one of my snapshots, just showing lots of things. And in fact, interestingly, essentially that evidence is still unchanged there. You can still go to these same mine shafts where the fossils were found. So this is very striking.